and welcome back. Picking up where we left off last time in Long Dark. So right now we're here in Forlorn Muskeg. I am pretty well fed, so I'm tempted to go. Oh, I think these are in the order that I may have been to them. Anyway, we're gonna go out to Mystery Lake. Go check up the precious cache in Mystery Lake next. Which will be a little bit of a roundabout way because we gotta get up here, come around, up the climb here, check the cache. Probably camp out in the camp office to recover the fatigue. That's the plan for the first part of this episode. That's the next cache we're going to check, is that one. And then we're into Coastal Highway next. If there is a purpose cache in Coastal Highway, I don't think I've actually been to it yet. Coastal Highway. Yeah, there's a cache in here. I haven't been to it yet. I wouldn't be surprised if there is one. I just don't remember where it is. And you don't need to for Faithful Cartographer. Then we're going to go out, try to do the loading. Do the trade request, get the most of the trade requests filled up. Purpose cache-wise, what we're checking for is to find the special request for Wyatt. Or searching for Sons of Wyatt. So what we're trying to find is the Survivalist Prepper Bunker. On Interloper, it's an empty bunker with a couple indications that it is the one you're looking for. So if you can check the wiki for what the bunker is supposed to look like. The interior of the bunker looks like. The bunkers swap out, so it's not in a given specific location, but it's one of the 9 bunkers. And they're consistent where the bunkers are, just not consistent with the contents are. That makes sense. Looks like we got some pretty nice weather for traveling through the Forlorn Muskeg. So now I'm a little bit tempted to try to cut through the middle. Take the risk and cut through the middle. Okay, now I'm less tempted because I sprained an ankle. Spraining an ankle tends to do that, I suppose. Still, with this level of weather, we definitely are not in a severe rush to get to where we're going. As long as the weather doesn't change. Yep, we're gonna anger that wolf. That's not too much for a problem. Okay, here's a good place to get the wolf to leave us alone. There we go. If it was desperate for food, I could technically have hunted up the bow, but we're not that desperate. I have another bear meat pile in Mystery Lake, so as long as we make it to Mystery Lake, we'll have all the food we need. In fact, I say I have another bear meat pile. We have 3 bear meat piles in Mystery Lake. We got plenty of bear meat over there to eat. Yeah, we probably could have, if I hadn't sprained it, we probably could have made it a decent way through the middle, but the weather is changing. Not necessarily for the good. And with the sprain, trying to go through the middle if the weather changed would have been real pain. Weather has worsened.
Damn, that's smarts.
It is a bit of a shame. And we have to sprain. The sprains not necessarily make us go any slower, I think. The reason it feels so slow going is because we're going into the wind. The wind's picked up. Time to torch and swap torches. Happens every once in a while. These are pretty good torches, so they last a decently long time. Wind took my fire. Not
That hurts.
necessarily an issue. This was a sprained ankle. I'd be a little bit more willing to
don't feel so
stop
good.
to sleep it off.
Can't feel my feet.
But because it is an ankle, I kind of want to push through to the camp office. We'll sleep 4 hours in the camp office to climb up to the prepper's cache. So we're gonna have to hear our character complain about it the whole trip back.
I'm gonna need some first aid soon.
Below the condition, we are gonna want to stop to warm up. Hopefully, warm up a little bit faster than I'd like to do. Oh, I feel like this is a bit that's thin ice, yeah. Normally I'd sprint across this bit.
Smarts.
Maybe a little bit of blegoating to get around the thin ice here. I'm working a little bit farther out and go around that way, but I did the blegoating option here. Okay, yep, fire. In wind shelter here. A little bit of limited wind shelter here.
Come on.
Oh, it's not like -4 in the wind shelter. Okay, so we don't need to burn all the sticks. New cup of tea, or a new cup of coffee. And we'll warm up the birch bark tea. Are you gonna, you're not gonna let me drink it because I got thirsty? Okay. I do definitely want to be warm before we start going. I'm gonna use the bedroll as a warmth booster, so I don't have to go through quite as much fuel. Ah, blizzard. Well, at least it should be safe to traverse in the blizzard. That should hopefully dismantle the walls. This is a late afternoon blizzard, so it is a warm blizzard, all things considered. quickly down, warm cup of coffee, grab the rest of the torches from this fire, and it's going to blow out the moment I leave the wind shelter, but I'll take the torches as far as it'll go. Lit. And we can't sprint, which is a little bit annoying in this condition. Could bandage up the sprain if I was really desperate to sprint. Not too desperate right now to sprint.
I'm gonna need some first aid. Soon.
There's the torch going out. Oh yeah, that's definitely a warm blizzard. I'd say that we're at least minus 21 degrees negative even our in-game interloper clothes, but this is a warm blizzard. We'd be absolutely frigid already if it was a cold one.
I don't feel so good.
So if we keep going roughly this direction, we should find the railroad tracks, and we follow the railroad tracks to the camp office. Though I may take the detour over to Trapper's. Trapper's got a better bed. We got a lot of condition missing, so the better bed might be nice. There's the railroad tracks and the electrical poles. Radio. Oh, I think they're electrical poles. Oh, I suppose it might be a telegraph pole.
Can't feel my hands.
Yeah, I think I've already said I think I'm going to take the detour over to Trappers. We can wait out the storm in the Trappers.
That smarts a bit.
So if I hug the zone wall here, it's just a straight line over to Trappers. Might be a little bit longer distance, going straight to camp office.
Cold.
Though in this weather, I think the direction that's hard to get lost in is maybe the better way to go. We've also got the wind to our back, which is probably the direction we want it to be if we're just having to walk. There is a patch coming through here where we can find Bird Park. Unless I'm not going to look too much about it for it as we go through. But as you just saw, we can find some Bird Park in here. Normally keep my head on the swivel, but because we're kind of blizzard here, the visibility is a bit low, so we're just going to focus on walking through. Yeah, if we find the Birch Park, that would be nice. A little bit low on the Birch Park too at this point. Not going to go out of my way too much to grab Birch Bark. Oh, I got tempted by that one. Oh, that one's just in our path. Game is rewarding me with the Birch Bark.
Damn, that's smart.
I'm taking cold damage. I'm not particularly happy about the cold damage, but I think it's better just to take it on the chin here and get to Trappers quicker than to try to warm up behind a tree. suppose in a moment I could duck into the, there's going to be a cave on the left here. We can duck into the cave for a moment. Actually, to avoid taking more damage, because I do want to be healing rather than taking damage, we will duck into the cave. So we'll be able to warm up in the cave very quickly, easily. As we are warm in the cave, so we just duck into the cave and just pass an hour. There we go. And that should be warm enough for us to get trappers without taking any more damage. Oop. And then the blizzard ends. That's enough food. And water to drink. So let's go ahead and I'll queue it up for a 10-hour sleep. It's not going to sleep us 10 hours, it's going to sleep us like 6. But this is probably the best best bed in the game, so you do heal quite a bit in this bed. So even with only a 6-hour sleep, we did get a decent amount of health back. Okay, we now have our ankles again, so we can sprint. So now we're trying to pass over to the camp office. Hopefully without taking too much damage on the way over there as well. We'll warm up the camp office, and then we'll head over to the climb up to the purpose cache. We'll check out the purpose cache. The way here, we found 3 birch bark, so I think it's unlikely that we're going to find another one. Especially in this facility. This is better than the blizzard, but I've already found the usual 2 to 3 on the way through, and I don't think it's respawns that quickly. Making sure I'm not carrying the bear meat nibbled on.
My fingers feel numb. Wait. I'm so cold.
And we're back to taking damage.
Again.
Just one reason maybe to sprint a bit is, of course, find the wolf. That's not the solution I want. I can walk this wolf. Yeah, walk the wolf. We'll just jog our way over to the camp office and it'll be fine. I'm gonna light a fire. Nope, Wolf's still back there. Trying to keep a little bit of track of how far back he is. Or I suppose the wolf could be a sheep. How far back the wolf is. Problem if it gets too close. It's not a problem if it gets too far behind, but it'll sprint to catch up if it gets too far behind, so. Here's the camp office. And we're gonna spend enough time in here that the wolf will go away. More food, including a bunch of ruined peaches from desperate for food. Okay, warmed up. The weather's probably gotten worse because it's probably colder now, but hopefully get to the next place we can warm up without. Wolf just died to a wolf. Not a wolf, just a rabbit just died to a wolf. Let's see if I keep my brain straight. Let's see if we can get down to the next warm spot before the climb. Not taking too much damage. It is decently cold, so we're gonna do a bit of sprinting to make that more plausible.
Need to find some place to escape this cold. Too cold.
It's the climb. Should be a little bit of a cave around here that I can duck into to warm up. There we go. A little low in water, so I'll go ahead and make some water here. From the warmth of the cave. Yeah, there.
Come on.
Oh, another blizzard popped up while we were here making water. Let's hang around long enough to make another batch of water. See if the blizzard clears in the 40-something minutes. Probably isn't going to, but... You know, I'll make a move back. So we got some calories. And then we'll head out after we eat the bannock. And yeah, that used the 0 quality one just because it takes the first item first. We're gonna step out and lose the torch almost right away. Oh, actually, yeah, there we go. Almost right away. Yeah, we're not gonna try to go up the hill. We'll take the climb properly. Oh, yep, the climb.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
So up here should be the purpose cache. It's pretty well obscured. It's technically in a,
Never felt so cold
like the
in
top
my
of the hill,
life.
but in a divot. I suppose it means it's maybe not the best weather to be looking for it in. I've been up here before. Missing in the blizzard's an entirely different problem. No, I don't think it's that far down. Okay, well, we can't find it. I might have to fall back to the cave to warm up in. Not that way. I'm taking so much damage. Oh, the chat's not working at the moment. Probably the blizzard's eating too many bits to make the chat not work well. Nope, not that way. There it is. Took way too much damage looking for that. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is one of them because of the skull here. This is just not the one I think we're looking for. I think this might actually be the third one. Oops. Yeah, I don't think this is the one we're looking for. Well, given all the sprinting we've done running around, I think we're in a position where we want to rest and hopefully recover a bunch of fatigue and a bunch of condition. And get the blizzard to go away. And looking at the time, this is probably where I should go ahead and put a part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. Tomorrow I think we're going to go to Coastal Highway. Well, we'll spend the next part getting to Coastal Highway, I think. So if you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. Take a short break between parts, and we'll go right back to streaming. So with that, I wish you all the best of luck and good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.